ahead with Engineer Chaitrali Mhatre, ICAR-CIWA Bhubaneswar. She'll be presenting a virtual presentation. So I guess, can we connect her on Zoom call? She's there?
Yeah, I'm here, madam.
Yes,
Am I
ma'am.
audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Working with rural women is a predominant activity for our institute, and my expertise is in farm machinery and ergonomics. So I'll be incorporating those aspects also, how they are important while establishing a custom hiring center. So first of all, one second, let me just hide this part. So first, when we say about custom hiring centers are equipped with farm machines or process equipment machinery. Now, what is the need of farm mechanization? As we know, there is a male and youth migration in two sectors, in two dimensions. First, if they are migrating from the villages to cities, and there is a sectoral migration also. They are migrating from agriculture sector to service sector. So what happens is that in the home, a family labor is only remaining as a main source for source of labor. The family people, and they are comprising of women, children, and elderly. So what is the need for farm mechanization? Because farm mechanization can reduce the labor requirement and it will increase the labor productivity. It will also help us to eliminate child labor and drudgery. Farm mechanization is needed because climate change is reducing the number of workable days. The time period between two viable windows of harvest or of planting or of spraying is getting reduced, and it's challenging to finish off this operation without machines. So we need machines to tackle the climate change also. Then again, there is another hurdle, that is seasonal labor, because agriculture is not a continuously monitored or continuous labor bearing activity. Whenever there is a transplanting season, whenever there is a harvest or threshing season, at these 2 points we need a huge amount of labor. So when everybody needs labor, then the labor becomes scarce. So the unavailability of a seasonal labor is another factor which can be countered by farm mechanization. Another issue is that these farm laborers, when they do not have a work during this lean time period, it causes a social distress or social issues for them. The positive aspect of farm mechanization is it enhances efficiency. In what way? Efficient usage of energy, input, reduction of losses, increasing productivity, and increasing cropping intensity. The last but not the least is that it creates entrepreneurship opportunities. How it can be done? It can be done through custom hiring centers, through manufacturing and service sector. Ultimately, all these things will reduce, will lead to increase the farm income. But what is observed is that there is a wide gap in technology absorption capacity across various farm categories and farming systems. That means a large-scale farmer can adopt higher quality of technology, whereas the marginal or the small-scale farmer will not be able to adopt the advanced technologies in a similar manner. Also, farming system. In wheat, in rice, we have good quality of farm mechanization available. But if we go towards horticultural crops like fruit orchard, still many operations are done manually. So we need to address this gap of absorption of technology. So how we can do that? Okay. So I would also like to bring into notice the major need for mechanization is addressing the drudgery, and especially women's drudgery. You can see wherever women are involved in the agriculture, they are one of the most drudgery prone activities: transplanting, weeding, sowing, load carrying. So the women have to stand in knee deep waters while transplanting paddies. They have to bend, they have to work in bending or squatting postures while weeding. They have to work in scorching heat conditions. They have to work during the rainy conditions. So we need to address these kind of issues also with inclusion of farm mechanization. Now coming to the topic, what is the need of custom hiring centers? So women cannot afford but they also cannot avoid the usage of machinery, as I have stated previously. If we think about heavy machinery like tractor or power tiller or combine harvester, these heavy machineries are not scale-free technologies. And the individual ownership is not a viable venture for farm women because they do not have capital to purchase machine, and sometimes they do not have freedom to invest time to operate the machine or to develop a skill for the machine. But usage of machinery is unavoidable due to climate change. Hence, you can see that we have found a niche here, that there is needy farmers and there are machines which are sitting idle in some of the houses, because they will be sitting idle after working in one field only. So when we can overlap these, we come into concept of custom hiring centers, that if someone has an idle machine sitting in their home, they can give it on hire to the needy farmer. This was the actually origin for the for the concept of custom hiring. Custom hiring is not a new concept. It has been since 19th century, and even in India it has been set up as agro service centers from 1971. Major was to provision of farm maintenance, hires, spare parts, agriculture inputs, soil testing. So we see that this is not a novel approach. It has been there for several decades, and the benefits of which are profound. So, and especially small marginal farmers have benefited from the concept of custom hiring center. Now we need to extend these proven benefits to women farmers by making the farm tools and equipments available to them at affordable rents, by timeliness of the operation, by solving the labor shortage, by spreading the ownership of the machine over large, because women mostly they work in collectives, and when they work in collectives, they can pool their resources and they can spread out the risk. So spreading of ownership over a larger area or larger capita, then they can also avail better matching equipments to them. They don't have to be only restricted to use machines or small tools and equipments which they only own. With the availability of a custom hiring center in the vicinity, they can be getting a better matching equipment as per their need. Now, how can we turn this need of farm machinery or need of machines into an opportunity? We can do that by transforming a women farmer or a women labor to entrepreneurs. For this, we need some of policy, execution and social approaches, such as inculcating gender concept through planning and execution of policies, that is making women-friendly policies, gender sensitization of implementing agencies, gender-friendly process of availing credit, gender-sensitive market environment. Women should be included as a development partners, not just beneficiaries. That we just don't want them to be only benefiting from. They need to be there from the start of the process. Gender sensitive climate at a community level, an amalgamation approach of women into collectives, as I said before, SHGs, FPOs, etc. So we in ICAR-CIWA have been associated with the projects where we have established custom hiring centers throughout Odisha, especially in the Puri district, in the Mayurbhanj district and in Koraput district. Through this establishment process, I have come across certain points that I would like to highlight. While establishing a custom hiring center, we need to assess the village where we are going to establish a custom hiring center. First is the crop. What kind of crops are taken? You cannot just go and give a list of machinery which will be able to handle only one crop, like paddy. We need to see what kind of a secondary or tertiary crop is being taken, like whether they are taking rabi crops of vegetables, whether cucurbits as a summer crop is taken, and then we have to also make a complete package, annual package of machinery for that particular village or for that particular district. Then we also have to consider the geography, because we have established a custom hiring center in Puri districts and we have also established custom hiring center in Mayurbhanj, Similipal forest area also. So these two are having completely different landscapes. So what we observed is that when we have a hilly area, we cannot drag a heavy machinery up the slope. So we need to advise them with a with a less weight or a simple machinery. Like in place of tractor, we need to advise for a power tiller. The other factor is that they don't need tractor also in that area because the land size is smaller due to the hilly terrain. So the geography also makes an important point. Another thing in geography is that whether it's a rain-fed area, whether it is a drought area, so what kind of maintenance will go in place of these machines? That also, geography plays a role in maintenance also. Next is we have to ensure availability of electricity, fuel in the area, because this we learned through an experience. Actually, while we were working with Koraput and Mayurbhanj Similipal area, we developed a general package of machinery and we established custom hiring centers. 2 months later, when we went there for taking an impact analysis, we came to know that they have not been able to use the electric thresher. The reason for that was the intermittent supply of electricity, and they cannot take the electricity lines out to the fields because of the terrain. And the intermittent supply of electricity was happening, and the three-phase motor thresher that we had supplied could not run on this kind of conditions. So then we rather replaced it with a manual pedal operated thresher, and the pedal operated thresher was much more user friendly for them because they could actually use it. So these kind of things also we have to take care. Then availability of spare parts, because we are not giving them a machine or we are not establishing a custom hiring center.